Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, did you just mute yourself? I cannot hear you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, and Param to you and all Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Devotees, Vrinda, Vrinda, Danpat.
Yes, Hari Bol Mataji, Vrinda Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances at Shri Lotus Feet Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hari Bol. I will go ahead and so just to let you know, today we are very fortunate. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji, you were saying something?
No.
Shamaguri Mataji?
Oh, that's okay.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Shamaguri Mataji, at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you for hosting Bhakti Sangha Japa conference
Hare
call.
Krishna.
Hari Bol Mata, Hare Krishna. So devotees, we will go ahead and we will proceed to our Srimad Bhagavatam class, and we have none other than His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj joining with us. But prior to handing over the call to him, we'll go ahead and listen to a very brief introduction about His Holiness. So, now, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he's an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947. Maharaj came in contact with the International Society of Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado at the age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City, and shortly thereafter, he began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and began preaching in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as the resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013, when he relocated to Karlovac in Croatia. At present, Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, US, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of Varnashrama and spiritual ecology. How wonderful. We are still waiting for His Holiness to join. So devotees, feel free to unmute yourself, announce your name, and it'll be such a pleasure to welcoming you all in this platform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nina Mataji, Danvat Pranam. My Danvat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karuna Devi Dasi from Lincoln.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for your glorious services, Mataji. Thank you for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, and thank you for your great help every day. Hare Krishna Mataji, welcome. Anybody else who would like to share their name with us so we can welcome you all? If not, we can chant until Maharaj joins. We will begin chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram.
Mataji Maharaj is joined.
Hare Bol Maharaj, please accept my humble at your lotus feet, Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining, Maharaj. Hope you had a wonderful Narsimha Chaturdasi. It's wonderful to see you. Maharaj, if you could kindly enlighten us, and today we are going to read from Canto 7, Chapter 7, verse 47 onwards, whenever you have some time. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Nina. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Let's see. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I got it. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Karmanyarabhate Dehi. Dehi Natmanuvartinam Karma Bistanute. Deham Uvayam Tvavivekataha. Translation: the living entity who has received his present body because of his past fruitive activity may end the results of his actions in this life. But this does not mean that he is liberated from bondage to material bodies. Living entity receives one type of body and performing actions with that body, he creates another. Thus he transmigrates from one body to another through repeated birth and death because of his gross ignorance. The living entity's evolution through different types of body conducted automatically by the laws of nature in bodies other than those of human beings. In other words, the laws of nature, Prakriti, Kriyamanani, the living entity evolves from lower grades of life to the human form. Because of his developed consciousness, however, the human being must understand the constitutional position of the living entity and understand why he must accept a material body. This chance is given to him by nature, but if he nonetheless acts like an animal, one is the benefit of his human life. In this life, one must select the goal of life and act accordingly. Having received instructions from the spiritual master and the Shastras, one must be sufficiently intelligent. In the human form of life, one should not remain foolish and ignorant. He must inquire about his constitutional position. This is called Tato Brahma Jigyasa. The human psychology gives rise to many questions, which various philosophers have considered and answered with various types of philosophy based on mental concoction. This is not the way of liberation. The Vedic instructions say, Tad vigyartam sa gurum eva abhigatschet. To solve the problems of life, one must accept a spiritual master. Tasman guru prapadyeta jigyasu sre uttamam. If one is actually serious in inquiring about the solution to material existence, one must approach the bona fide guru. Tadvidi pradipatenam paripasyena sevaya upadeksyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshanaham. Try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquiring from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. One must approach a bona fide spiritual master by surrendering himself, paripatena, and rendering service. Intelligent person must inquire from the spiritual master about the goal of life. A bona fide spiritual master can answer all such questions because he has seen this. He has seen the real truth. Even in ordinary activities, we consider loss and gain, and then we act. Similarly, an intelligent person must consider the entire process of material existence and act intelligently, following the directions of the bona fide spiritual master. Om Gyan Timirandasya Ganajana Salakaya Chaksu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapti Tamyena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadammayam Dadati Swam Padantikam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvasesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya De Satarine Vanchakopatarubhischa Vipa Sindhu Pe Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So one cannot stop receiving bodies as long as one is in the material world. The material world means to have a particular type of body by which one can function in the material world. The spiritual body belongs in the spiritual world. The material body works only in the material world. It's not qualified to get to the spiritual world. Material body is simply a combination of material elements formulated in such ways that it formulates different types of bodies, 8,400,000 species of life. None of these different forms of life are actually life. They're casings for the real life, which is the soul. The soul sits inside each one of these different forms of life and acts according to the body that it has. And therefore, it creates activities, and the results of the activities are calculated in such a way as to formulate a certain type of consciousness. Based on that quality of consciousness, one is actually developing their next body. And so at the time of death, whatever consciousness they have developed by their activities and desires, in that life, they get a concomitant body in a particular mother with a particular type of body. Could be any one of the 8,400,000. Some people say, well, once you reach human life, you don't go back. That is not correct according to Shastra. Shastra says, karma daiva netrena. By your karma, you get a particular type of body. So if you act like a human, then you get a human body. There are qualities and characteristics which define human life. If one acts like an animal, simply to fulfill the what we say, the propensities of the needs of the human, the body, such as eating, sleeping, sex life, and defense, and then they get an animal body according all done by the laws of material nature, under the control of higher powers. So we are not free, but we are free to decide how we want to act and where we want to go. So here it says one who's actually intelligent doesn't look for another place in this material world. They want to get out of the material world because the material world is a place of confinement for the soul. And it's surrounded by various types of miseries: birth, death, disease, old age, miseries of the body and mind, miseries of other living beings, miseries of higher powers. All of these are prominent and consistent in the material energy. So one who's actually intelligent will not accept another body to go through the same suffering. But the living entities are so foolish, they think that they can adjust material energy to make it work in such a way as to improve their happiness in this material world. But the material energy is Krishna's energy, Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyate Sachirachara. In that verse from the 9th chapter, verse number 10 of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that this material energy is my energy, and it works under my direction. So no one can control the material energy. You can manipulate it to a certain degree to somehow or other feel that you have created a better situation. But as it says in the Bhagavatam, in the 5th canto, first canto, 5th chapter, verse number 18, that one's destiny of happiness and distress is already allotted to one in the material world as soon as they take birth in a particular species, particularly human species. So amount of happiness and the distress that one is destined to get will come automatically. One doesn't have to try for it or try to avoid it. It'll come. That's also there. It says whatever is in your bank account is what's in the bank account. You can't say there's more or even less. You get what you put into it. So in our previous activities, we're putting into our karmic account, and in that karmic account, there is so much happiness and distress that will come automatically. So that cannot be changed unless one desires to get out of the karmic cycle by taking to the process of the pure devotional service. And there's where the spiritual master and the Shastras become one's guide and friend in bringing one to above the 3 modes of material nature, where one is still within the material body, but is no longer affected, at least to a large degree, by the actions and reactions of material energy. One who is trying to get out doesn't try to stay in by trying to fulfill the material desires. It's just like if you're trying to make a fire, and every once in a while you throw some water on the fire is going to go down. Or sometimes you may even put it out. So trying to cultivate material happiness along with spiritual progress is contrary. You can't do it because both of these are in the opposite direction. Therefore, devotees should always be aware that material life is simply a constant struggle in order to achieve something that you can't even keep or even fully enjoy at the time of achievement. It just comes and goes, and it's just fraught with so many problems. It's designed in that way by the Lord in order to frustrate the living beings' attempt to live in this world eternally. If we could be happy here, then no one would be inspired to go back to their spiritual abode, to be with the Supreme Lord in loving devotional service, which is, of course, the constitutional nature of all spiritual beings, living beings. Then there would be no impetus for that attainment. Therefore, the world is full of misery. And it's another kind of punishment. It's a punishment that when you leave the spiritual world, you accept something less. And in that something less, there is simply a struggle for existence. Even if one is thinking, well, I'm happy, things are going my way. Well, how long will that last? Things change in this world. And then there's always suffering. No one expected this big COVID epidemic to come, but it came, killed millions of people, millions, and is still killing people even to this day. Yeah, so no one planned on that, at least no decent human being planned on it, but it's came. And then, you want to do something, you make your plans for some activity, and the external energy puts blockages in your attempt to succeed. And usually by higher powers given by the demigods. So there is just a whole long list of anomalies that come by way of material life. So the first prerequisite for actually being serious and enthusiastic is in spiritual life is to understand there's no happiness in this material world. Why should I waste my time? Why don't I just accept what Krishna says? Dukala yamasastratam, anityam asubham. When Krishna says something, that's nice, but when he repeats it in a different way, the same point, he wants to emphasize it. And when he says it 3 times, then there is no question. So this material world has been said so over and over again in the Shastras as simply a place of suffering. And those who don't believe it, stick around. I don't recommend you stick around, but you'll see material life is simply a struggle. Those who somehow have good karma, how long does that last? And then it runs out. And even good karma is not happiness. It's just a relief from suffering. That's all it is. Real happiness is Brahma Jigyasa or Brahma Tejas or Brahma Sokyam. That happiness that comes with performing austerities in order to get to the spiritual platform and then engaging in devotional service. So in the austerities is chant 16 rounds on beads of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Follow the 4 restrictions: no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meeting and no gambling. And use your time to engage in some practical activities for the pleasure of the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas, and of course the Lord himself. And then worship the Lord in your home. Take only Krishna Prasadam, food offered to the Lord, which is sanctified food. Not only purifies the consciousness, but it's also good for the body. So this is the process. And so here, go down to the end of the purport. I think there's some really interesting statements on the end there. Yeah, and then when one comes in contact with the guru, then pranipatena means to, in a humble way. Pariprasyena means questions, and sevaya means service. So these 3 words, pranipatena means to approach the spiritual master humbly. The actual word means pranipatena means to fall flat like a dandavat, like a stick in front of the spiritual master. Pariprasyena means relevant inquiry into the activities of spiritual life, into the goal of spiritual life. And sevaya is to perform. These 3 things are the requirements for making progress in devotional service. It says here the spiritual master can answer all of your questions and guide you along the path, because he is also on the path, and he has also seen the truth through his realization of the practice of Krishna consciousness. So there's the formula. As the verse really sums up everything, the miseries of material nature and the useless affairs of the conditioned souls as Mayadavase, Kacho Bese, Kacho Ho Gugu Duai, life after life in different species of life, traversing throughout the different universes and experiencing the same thing. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, birth, death, disease, and old age. So, therefore, one who is actually intelligent and knows their own best interests will no longer take part in the activities of material life, but will engage only in devotional service, knowing this is the path of progress, this is the path of eternal happiness, full knowledge, and ultimately developing their love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is actually the nature of the soul's existence. The soul has love for Krishna, but the body and mind have usurped the position of the soul and have become the focus of the living entity's activity, and therefore the living entity cannot taste their real nature, which is to engage in loving service to the Supreme Lord. Okay, we'll stop there.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you again for your wonderful association. And thank you for constantly repeating, yes, it's Dukhalayam Shashwatam, and somehow our mind is still not accepting it. It still keeps looking for happiness and pleasure and way out, and we still never learn, but we'll keep practicing, hopefully in the association of the devotees. Do you have some time to take some questions, Maharaj?
I'm really short on time today, especially because so many things are happening at once, but we can take some questions.
One or
About
two.
10 or 15 minutes worth of questions.
Okay. Devotees, if you have some questions, you can unmute yourself or just raise your hand.
When we get to the gallery here, it's only 4 people. This is not the gallery. It says gallery here, but it's not.
I just have some. Okay, I have Shiv Kumar Prabhuji. Would you like to go ahead and ask your question, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj, the Lord Prams Maharaj. Maharaj, one question, Maharaj.
Where are you?
When,
I can't see you. Can you? I can't seem to get the gallery where I can see all the devotees. All I can see is 6 people. And what is the?
So on the top right hand side, if you should see the button view.
Yeah. Maharaj, they are not on camera.
Yeah, yeah, but it's
No, others they muted
clicked
their
on
thing.
gallery, but I'm only getting 6 people.
Yeah.
Devotees, would you like to turn on your
Videos.
videos, please?
Yeah, 6 videos.
Well, yeah, okay, there you go. Now I'm.
Great.
Oh, I see. Now I'm getting more devotees. But usually I can see everyone, at least. Okay, so where's our questionnaire? Is he somewhere there?
the Lord Prams.
Oh, she.
Maharaj, one question, Maharaj. When there is some distress, it seems the mind is immediately looking for some sense engagement, and it seems to get some sense of assurance by just getting into an immediate sense pleasure, especially when it is in distress. I just wanted to understand, Maharaj, why is that so? And
Well, when we get into some distress, then the mind wants to really get out of the distress, which is normal. But then the question is, what is your means for getting out of your distress? If you go into something similar of the same nature that caused the distress, you may get some temporary relief, but because you're in the same category, you'll get distress again. So if you want to get out of distress, you have to go to a higher level. Something that's permanent, and that is some spiritual activities.
Mm.
And we always say, chant Hare Krishna and be. So rather than looking, all right, I'm in distress, let me look, see what's in the refrigerator. Maybe that'll help me get rid of my distress. But it's not gonna, it just causes stress for a few moments, and then the stress will return. Solutions are not on the same level as the problem. That means we have to go to a higher level. We have to go to that which is actually frees one from distress. Distress is part, anxiety, suffering, all part of the material tabernacle. And as we act within that, we get that. Now, there is spiritual distress, but it's not distress. It's just a type of anxiety that comes when one wants to serve more than they're actually doing, and they're feeling a little anxiety that their service is not as good as it could be. That's transcendental anxiety, or that's fine. But and we want that. That's also very difficult to achieve, and it's also a sign of advancement. But material distress is just the nature of the material world, depending on the level of the activity you're performing. If you perform activities in the mode of ignorance, it's all distressful. If you perform activities in the mode of passion, it's still distressful, but it's mitigated in comparison to the modes of ignorance. There's still some distress. In the mode of goodness, there's hardly any distress there. And one is feeling somewhat happy in that situation. But the modes are always in competition for supremacy, as is explained in the first canto. I'm sorry, second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And so one cannot stay on that level. It's temporary. And therefore, one will come again to the lower modes, and there'll be always up and down according to one's activities in the material world. So we have to perform spiritual activities if we want to get out of it permanently, and that is to chant the holy names of the Lord, which is the most direct and easiest and recommended way to overcome all stress in this material world. It's direct.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful question. Great answer. Any other questions from devotees?
Kanchana Abja has a question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my obeisances, all grace to Prabhupada. Maharaj, just following up from that question, it sounds so right to chant when one is distressed, but I often, because I don't have taste, it's the last thing I want to do when I'm distressed. It's like especially if I'm overcome by frustration or anger, picking up beads and chanting, it just seems, this doesn't seem like what I want to do at that time. It just seems like I can't chant, or I don't know if that's something I'm telling myself, but when caught up in so much emotion, chanting doesn't seem like a.
You can chant, but you know you should.
Yeah.
You know it's right. So then the question is how to get to where, from the point of knowing to actually doing.
Yeah. When caught up in emotion and distress.
Yeah, well, maybe even if you initially don't go for the holy name or some spiritual shelter, if you stay within the distress, you'll start to realize, hey, it's not working. All of my plans for getting, so sometimes for those fixed, when they get into a more, chanting is the first option. For those who are less fixed, it becomes an option. And then those who are hardly fixed at all, it becomes the last resort. Yeah, there was a story in, this is a historical event that happened in Chicago back in the, I guess, 1950s, I think. There was a cold wave that hit Chicago, and it was continuous. It was just like going plunging below the 0 mark Fahrenheit for weeks. And it was so bad that people had to leave their homes and go into gymnasiums where they can get heat. And so they were trying to do everything to somehow help people to struggle. And then finally, after about a month, the cold wave was continuous. And the governor got on the radio and said, "We have tried everything to somehow or other counteract this cold wave. There's only one thing left to do. And that is we all should pray to God." So it took him a moment to realize that, you know. But the one who's actually intelligent will go for that as the first option, not the last option.
Mm.
So
Okay.
yeah, just try to remember.
Mm. Try to get to that point of chanting, because that's what's gonna really help me.
Yeah, you can tie a string around your finger as a reminder.
Thank you, Maharaj.
So many ways that the mind can be, accessed.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. We have a comment. We have a question from Jyoti Mataji. She says, Hare Krishna, dear Maharajji, what should a devotee do when his practices are hampered by material obstacles are increasing more and more? What does Lord expect us to do? Do duties, which is demanding, then service to Lord? So what comes first, material duty or service to Lord?
Oh, obviously. Service to the Lord automatically includes the wisdom or the intelligence how to live life. Krishna says, if you want remembrance, forgetfulness, or knowledge, I supply it. So whatever you want, if you want to forget Krishna, he'll help you. If you want to remember, he'll help you. So material life is, and this, you might say, a required part of our life, but spiritual life is life. Material life is not life, it's just maintaining the body and the extensions of the body, family members, friends, and social and political commitments. It's just, trying to keep this body and mind going in this world. It's not necessary, but it's necessary up to a certain point. The spiritual life, therefore we say, if you opt for material life over spiritual life, you lose both. But if you take spiritual life, actually, Krishna works in such a way as to help the devotee also in executing their activities in the material world. He gives the intelligence. So spiritual life is life. You can't say, we use the word material life because it looks like life, but it's not life. It's just material energy connecting with another form of material energy. That's it. And both material energies are dead. Material energy has no life. What gives life is the soul, the presence of the living being. So, all right, we have to maintain our family, we have to maintain our body. These things are there, but not in excess. Keep it to a minimum. Keep it to what's required. But because we're conditioned to try to expand and increase the quality of our material life, we focus on that. The spiritual life is much more vast, much more complex, not complex, but much more variegated than material life. Because material life is a reflection, but not a real reflection, a perverted reflection of spiritual life. So what's the difference between material and spiritual? One who acts for themselves, that's material. One who acts for the Lord, that's spiritual also. Activities sometimes look the same.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. I think Jyoti Mataji has a follow-up question. What about obstacles which are increasing? How to focus on chanting? I mean, it will be like a mundane chanting and not a very focused chanting. I think it's
Obstacles will be there. They'll be there in spiritual life too. But that doesn't mean obstacles are something that's going to stop our progress. There are opportunities that are given to us to challenge our ability, intelligence, and facility to overcome them. You see, every time you overcome an obstacle, there's some gain, both in overcoming the obstacle, and at the same time you gain intelligence, you gain some satisfaction. So obstacles are going to be there. Material obstacles, material life is an obstacle in itself. Can anybody overcome death? No, it's going to come. That's a big obstacle. If you want to overcome death, you have to become fully Krishna conscious. Then you can go back home, back to the spiritual world when you leave this body. Then you've conquered death. But those who still are looking for happiness in the material world, they have to accept the other side, because material life is not one-sided. It's always two-sided. If you get happiness, you'll also get distress. They come together. The things that bring you happiness are also bringing you distress, either immediate or in the future.
Right. Did you say that there's also obstacle in the spiritual life, in the spiritual world? What
Yes.
kind of obstacle?
Well, those obstacles and how to develop our mood of devotional service that is actually pleasing to the Lord. So that requires some practice, some knowledge, some good association, how to perfect our spiritual life. So the obstacles that are presented in spiritual life are things that are due to our association with material energy, that's all. On the highest platform, there's no obstacles. But to get to the highest platform, we have to go through different levels of spiritual practice. And there are 9 stages of bhakti. A person on the 7th stage is acting different than the person who's on the 4th stage. So learn those 9 stages and then see what is the quality and characteristics of those stages and how to go to the next stage. The most after accepting a bona fide spiritual master, then one can overcome the impediments that one comes. Just like, what would be an obstacle? Well, you're practicing devotional service, you're getting some benefit, you're getting some intelligence, and you think, well, you know, maybe I should go to the heavenly planets. Life is longer there, and there's much more enjoyment there. So that becomes an obstacle. Or if you're performing devotional service, you think, wow, devotional service is very powerful. Let me develop spiritual power so I can control the material energy. Called a mystic power. Well, now that I have so much intelligence, I can also manipulate the material energy to so I can increase my enjoyment. These are all obstacles, and so these are obstacles that come by way of success in devotional service. As I watered the creeper of bhakti, the weeds also grow up around it. The weeds are, I'm more advanced than others. The weeds are, I should get some kind of worship. I should get some facility. These are actually obstacles that come by way of devotional service.
Maharaj, in Vaikuntha, I'm not talking about Golok Dham. So in Vaikuntha, there is also spiritual hindrance or obstacles?
Not in the
no.
spiritual world.
Okay. That's just-
Only our spiritual practice in the material world. Once
Thank
you
you, sir.
get to the spiritual world, you have overcome all of the obstacles. But take spiritual life as a challenge rather than something that you don't try to be peaceful. If you try to be peaceful, you'll actually miss the happiness of Krishna consciousness. Try to take on that, the activities of devotional service, whether they're easy or not, take them on. And it's like, that brings your consciousness to a higher level of understanding and a higher level of realization of God also. We're not about becoming peaceful. We're about becoming Krishna conscious. That's it. Peace will be there, but it's a side thing. It's not the goal.
Thank you, Maharaj. Very well said. Do you still have time or you have to go? You tell me.
Getting really tough because
Okay.
we have to.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my
That's-
humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Bhagavatam. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your wonderful class. As you said, we don't want any peace. We just want to serve Krishna. But while doing services, many obstacles will come upon, like so
Yeah.
many things.
Obstacles or opportunities.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's what devotee wants. Like,
Oh, we want to fight for Krishna. That's where the excitement is. And in the fight, Maya will throw obstacles at you. But nothing can defeat you as long as you take shelter of the holy name, association of devotees, hearing from spiritual master, reading the books. These are all the tools by which we conquer over and make advancement.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Devotees, Maharaj is getting late. Let's pay our humble obeisances at his lotus feet. Vancha
kalpatarubhyascha sindubhyeva cha pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
वैष्णववृंद की जय
Jai.
राधे राधे
Jai.
जय
Jai.
Thank you so